Hi, everyone. Theresa Nutt here. I'm one of the faculty in the U's Health and Wellbeing. Let me say that again, Integrative Health and Wellbeing Coaching Program. And I wanted to invite you into a space and time where you can take my blog about receiving and learn some practices to deepen your ability to receive the many gifts and forms of nourishment that exist all around us all the time. So I want to invite you to just first notice your surroundings. What's around you? Right now I'm looking out a window to my right and noticing that despite there being no sun this time of year, it is warmer and there's actually icicles melting and there are some leaves blowing in the wind. And so all of those little cues can be forms of nourishment that we can deeply receive and take in and notice and have gratitude for and feel deeply. Also, I invite you to just notice what you're sitting on or laying on or whatever you're doing as you watch this video. What is supporting you? Is it a bed? Is it a comfy chair? Just notice that we have things in our life that support and hold us up. And that's, of course, a metaphor for the deeper things that hold us up, but sometimes we can simply look at those things in our environment that actually physically hold us up and support us. Also noticing sounds that nurture and support us. I love music, so songs that really speak to my heart and touch me in some way, or even just the sound of children laughing. I have 16 nieces and nephews, and all from all ages, from 1 year old to 16 years old, so quite a span. But the sound of children laughing and playing and using their imagination is something that it's an instant gift, and I can receive it and take it in and just breathe it in. And it's kind of like we just sort of let so many things in our day pass us by, and we miss the beauty of everyday life and the things that are being offered to us all the time. And we are so tuned into the distraction of technology and the next thing to do, just based on how our culture is now formatted. And as I mentioned in my blog, and I just want to say here, it both fascinated and a little bit terrified me that we now have in South Korea technology addiction rehab centers because people are so externally stimulated that they are unable to get through the day without total and constant connection to technology. And as a result of that, their nervous systems completely blow out and they're unable to continue with their daily life. So this remedy, this ability to deeply take in and receive, to breathe in all of the gifts around us all of the time is so vitally important. We are on a path of this external stimulation that is not formatted for our nervous systems as they currently exist. Perhaps at some point we'll be in a different place, but we are, after all, human beings, not just human doings. And technology has sort of created this place where we can constantly be doing. People can reach us 24/7. There's this need to stay tuned in because we might miss something. Even Facebook, I laugh a little bit. So I have my private practice, and I have a consulting page on Facebook just so people can have support in between sessions. And once in a while, if I don't post for a week, Facebook sends a shame post, right, that says, people haven't heard from you in a while. So I say it tongue-in-cheek and with a great deal of love and respect for the technology, but it is so much about instant gratification and constantly being plugged in. So the invitation for this practice of deeply receiving the many forms of nourishment is to slow down and breathe. Tune into what your body really needs, what your heart really needs, and let your mind be quiet, even for a short period of time. And contemplate what it is your spirit is needing. We so often forget that deeper pulse within us for what's spiritually important, what brings us meaning and purpose and value. When we get to the end of our life, what are we going to look back and say, that was really important to me. I'm so glad I did that. Life goes fast. people and experiences change. And it saddens me to see how disconnected we are from our own deeper truth, wisdom, and pulse and rhythm. And so I invite you, taking the many forms of nourishment out in the world, breathe them in deeply. Notice the things that do what I call light you up, where it's just easy, where when they flow to you, you instantly feel a lift or a surge of energy or a certain feeling of being satiated and having some kind of nourishment and support. Take note of them, breathe them in, collect them in your heart, in your body at the cellular level, and just slow down. And the final thing I want to say is I am living this year through a book called Joy in the Ordinary Moments. And I absolutely love it because it really allows me to stop and look for all the moments of joy in my day. Because at the end of the day, the way we're programmed, most of what we notice is fairly like, what didn't go well? What do we wish would have gone differently? What should we have done differently? And this really brings me to the present moment. It makes me say, I'll just give you a couple cues. One is just to take pictures of little things throughout the day that light you up. And so sometimes in the Midwest here, as the ice on the side of the bluffs is so fabulous where I live in Caledonia, Minnesota, near La Crosse, Wisconsin. There are these beautiful ice sculptures that create themselves, and there's blue and green in them, so it's not just white, it's these fantastic colors. And I take a snapshot because I just want to collect that moment, that beauty that Mother Nature provides without, she's the ultimate artist. And so I capture that. And perhaps it's something crazy my almost 5-month-old puppy does that I absolutely have to capture. It just reminds us that so many lovely things happen in daily life. And so this opportunity to really tune into all the little joys, all the precious little moments, all the delights is such a way to nourish and fill our very being. So I invite that kind of peaceful attention in your life, and let us know how it affects you. We would love to hear from you and hear how this practice impacts you. And I thank you for your time and attention on this beautiful day. May you all be blessed.